Hello and welcome to our virtual music class. Go ahead and take out your Instruments of the Orchestra worksheet as we do this together.
All right, we are now in the instrument room. It is here that we are going to discuss the different instruments and their characteristics. As we are talking about these instruments, please make sure your Instruments of the Orchestra page is out and you are on the side that says, using the video as a reference, answer the questions below using complete sentences, since we will be discussing the characteristics of the instruments. If at any point you need to pause the video to write in an answer, please feel free to do so. If you need to go back to the video to hear an answer again, you may do that as well. First, let's take a look at our woodwind family. The woodwind family. Woodwind instruments include the flute, clarinet, oboe, bassoon, and the saxophone. All but the saxophone are made of wood. While the modern flute is made of metal, it is still a woodwind because it was made of wood for many years. All but the flute create sound by the vibration of a reed, giving the woodwind its specific sound. The saxophone is the newest member, created by Adolph Sax. Let's take a look at the different instruments we see here on the ground. First, we have the flute, which is long, silver, and made of metal. Even though it doesn't have a reed, when you blow air over the hole, it still creates that same vibration, which means it's still a member of the woodwind family. Next, we have the clarinet, which is long, black, and made of wood. The clarinet has keys that are made of metal, and it has a reed at the top. The reed is what vibrates, giving it that sound. Next, we have the oboe. The oboe looks a lot like the clarinet, but don't be deceived. The clarinet and the oboe have a different mouthpiece up top. You can see that the reed, you can't really see it, it's on the other side. The reed is attached to the clarinet, while the reed on the oboe sticks out. Next, we have the bassoon. Oh, I've used that color already. Let's do green. Bassoon. And the bassoon is down here. It's very big, made of wood with metal keys. The reed actually sticks out the side like that, and the player blows into that section. And last but not least, we have the saxophone all the way down here. The saxophone is 100% completely made of metal, and like the clarinet, you blow into a reed at the top. Next, we are going to learn about the brass family. Brass instruments include the trumpet, French horn, trombone, and tuba. Sound is created by a buzzing of the lips, which creates a vibration through the instrument. The trombone changes pitch by both a change of air and slide position. The trumpet, French horn, and tuba change pitch by using different combinations of fingerings through the use of valves. All right, so let's go through our instruments. First, we have the trumpet, which is right here. Next, we have the French horn, right here. Then we have the trombone, right here. And last, we have our tuba, which is right here. Out of all of these, our tuba is the biggest one and also the lowest. Our trumpet is the highest and the smallest. Let's go ahead and take a moment to look at our string family. All string instruments, from smallest to largest, the violin, viola, cello, and bass. Typically, when it comes to instruments, the smaller the instrument, the higher in pitch, and the bigger the instrument, the lower in pitch. All string instruments are played with a bow, plucked, or struck. Sound is created by the vibration of the string. When you take that bow and play it over the string, it makes the string vibrate, which creates sound. The reason string instruments are hollow is so that sound can vibrate on the inside. Let's take a moment and go over our different instruments. We have the violin, the smallest and the highest. The viola, very much like the violin, but a little bit bigger and lower. The cello, definitely a lot bigger. And the bass, which is bigger than even you or me. And last but not least, our percussion family. Percussion instruments include a variety of instruments which create sound by hitting, scraping, or shaking. Some of the instruments include the timpani, snare drum, bass drum, cymbals, tambourine, triangle, xylophone, glockenspiel, and many more. Percussion instruments include both instruments that are pitched, such as the marimba, meaning I can play a song on them using do, re, mi, or unpitched, such as the snare drum, which are rhythm only. Let's take a look at our different instruments at the bottom. We have our timpani. Timpani include 4 large drums, like this. We have our snare drum. You will see snare drums a lot with military or marching bands. Bass drum, which we don't have a picture of, but the bass drum is a very large drum. Cymbals, which we see down here. We have a tambourine, which you can shake and strike to make sound. We have our triangle, and not listed, but this is a marimba in the back. All instruments and all make various types of sound.
At this point, you should have completed this side of the worksheet, Instruments of the Orchestra, where you are describing in your own words the characteristics of each family: the woodwinds, the brass, the string, and the percussion. If you need more time on this side of the worksheet, you may pause the video or rewind the video so that you can complete it. Once you are done, flip it over and let's work on the other side. Alright, go ahead and take out this side of the worksheet where you are putting the different instruments into their instrument categories. Now this is where it gets fun. See what you can remember about everything we just discussed, looking at the different instrument families and the different characteristics. Write down what you can, but if you need to rewind the video to look at those slides again, feel free to do so. If you rewind the video and go through those instrument families again, you will find all of the answers you are looking for. Once you complete this assignment, that is it. That's all you need to do. Both sides of the worksheet, turn it into your homeroom teacher, and I'll see you next week.